Hello world, it's Zilla. It's Mr. Bringing the Scripture so you can see the bigger picture. Alright, we're going to jump back into the Gospel of John, chapter 6, starting at the top. Feeding the 5,000. After these things, Jesus went over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias. Then a great multitude followed him, because they saw his signs which he had performed on those who were deceased. And Jesus went upon the mountain, and there he sat with his disciples. Now the Passover, a feast of the Jews, was near. Then Jesus lifted up his eyes, and seeing a great multitude coming toward him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread that these may eat?" But he said this to test him, for he himself knew what he would do. Philip answered him, 200 denarii worth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may have a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said to him, "There is a lad who hath 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish, but what are they among so many?" Then Jesus said, "Make the people sit down." Now there was much grass in the place. So the men sat down, in number of about 5,000. And Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed them to the disciples, and the disciples to those sitting down. And likewise of the fish, as much as they wanted. So when they were filled, he said to his disciples, "Gather up the fragments that remain, so nothing is lost." Therefore they gathered them up, and filled 12 baskets with fragments of 5 barley loaves, which were left over by those who had eaten. Then those men, when they had seen the sign that Jesus did, said, This is truly the prophet who is to come into the world." Love it when the Bible bangs it out. Let's keep rolling. Jesus walks on the sea. Therefore, when Jesus perceived that they were about to come and take him by force to make him king, he departed again to the mountain by himself alone. Now when evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, got into the boat, and went over the sea toward Capernaum. And it was already dark, and Jesus had not come to them. Then the sea arose, and because a great wind was blowing, so they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles. They saw Jesus walking on the sea and drawing near the boat, and they were afraid. But he said to them, "It is I, do not be afraid." Then they willingly received him into the boat, and immediately the boat was at the land where they were going. God, I love it when the Bible bangs out like that. That's the Bible passage we just read. Forcible coronation. After Jesus fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 2 fish, the people were ecstatic and wanted to forcibly make him king. But he resisted their desires and departed. These people wanted to proclaim Jesus as the Messiah, which he was, but they were doing it on the basis of a miracle and their filled stomachs. He had met their physical needs, and that was all they understood, but they didn't yet understand their spiritual needs, and that their spirit needs would necessitate his death before the glory could come. If this blessed you in any way, please press the button